The way to figure that out is very simple. And it's the title of the song. Follow the money. Turn on the news. There's endless raging and whining about groomers, elites, and radical thugs coming after us. Somebody's trying real hard to keep us divided as the haters keep searching for things to make sound scandalous. It's easy to get swept up in this culture war till you see who the outrage machine is really working for. There's a trail to the boss's door. Follow, follow, follow the money. Who gives? And guess what? Gotta watch the flow of the funding. Top down and back up. The fat cats and their flunkies are also power hungry. Who pulls the levers? As ever, follow the money. Owners of private jets get richer and richer, while the fountain of fear's favorite party cuts their taxes. Their 5 men in robes made it legal to bribe politicians, 'cause that's really all a super PAC is. It's pay to play like their corporate donors want it. You and me take a back seat to their profits. Follow, follow, follow the money. Who gives? And guess what? Gotta watch the flow of the funding. Top down and back up. The fat cats and their flunkies are also power hungry. Who pulls the levers? As ever, follow the money. They know voters would kick them to the curb if we were watching what they do. So they get us mad and they keep us scared, 'cause they sure don't want us to. Follow, follow, follow the money. Who gives? And guess what? Gotta watch the flow of the funding. Top down and back up. The fat cats and their flunkies are also power hungry. Who pulls the levers? As ever, follow the money. Who pulls the levers? Go get her. Follow the money. So that song will be out tomorrow, and you'll be able to hear it on all streaming platforms and also on my website. SethHilaryJackson.com. You'll also be able to download it from my website if you like it, and I hope you will. So this is another one of my unscheduled live streams. I'm having trouble scheduling my live streams because of my medical condition. I have, last spring, I avoided COVID. I did all the things for 3 years, and I avoided COVID. And then last spring, I got the word that, there's low transmission in my area from the CDC. I thought, okay, it's safe to unmask. So I unmasked, and I got COVID within a week. And I've been sick ever since then with what's known as long COVID, or AKA long haul COVID. And, that a lot of people get this. People don't realize how common this is. And it can manifest in a number of different ways, but one of the most common is chronic fatigue, and that's what I have. So it's really hard to schedule a stream because I could say 4 o'clock on Monday, and then 4 o'clock on Monday comes, and I'm just too freaking tired to do it. So I wrote a song about it. I guess I'll do the song. I don't have I don't like to plan my set ahead of time because, I just don't. I'm a deadhead. You're Grateful Dead. They never planned their sets ahead of time. So That's probably where I got that from. I just want my head on a pillow, my body flat out on a bed, the afternoon sun through my window. I'm tired of feeling half dead. I thought it would pass like a cold or a flu. I can't believe the nightmare this has turned into. It's a long haul, an uphill marathon with a lead ball I have to drag along like an endless climb, a daily grind with all the strength I can find. It's a long haul, one small step at a time. I truly hate the whole notion of learning to live like this. I'm gonna have to keep hoping someday the fog will lift. If you know how I feel, you're not in this alone. You got someone who cares, someone who knows. It's a long haul, an uphill marathon with a lead ball I have to drag along like an endless climb, a daily grind with all the strength I can find. It's a long haul, one small step at a time. I wish more people were aware there's real danger in the air, and it's a long haul, one small step at a time. So, I like to take my struggles and turn them into songs. So I don't know if I should do another struggle song. I write about the long COVID and mental health struggles like depression and anxiety and things. So I don't know if I should do another one of those or if I should do something happy. I'll do something happy next. I'm going to do this. This is for anybody who's ever struggled with self-esteem and beating themselves up. I keep on looking back at all I haven't done, the sweet success if I had only, the moves that didn't work, the people that I've hurt, the thinking I deserve it when I'm lonely. This beating myself up is such a waste. It's time to give myself a break. So enough of the guilt, enough of the shame, enough shrinking back when I hear my name. A little more compassion, a little more self-love, a lot more realization that I am enough. I still can hear that voice voice come piercing through the years, commanding me to blame myself. It's time to let that go. By now I ought to know I'm worth as much as anybody else. I'm gonna let the tears fall where they may. Remind myself that I'm okay. So enough of the guilt, enough of the shame, enough shrinking back when I hear my name. A little more compassion, a little more self-love, a lot more realization that I am enough. I have my moments, I have my good days, I've got my inner strength, and I've got the will to change. So enough of the guilt, enough of the shame, enough shrinking back when I hear my name. A little more compassion, a little more self-love, a lot more realization that I am enough. A little more compassion, a little more self-love, a lot more realization that I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. Okay. So I promised a happy song. And which one will it be? I can do a love ballad, or I can do a mid-tempo or an up-tempo. All love songs. I have a couple of love ballads I could do. But I don't know if I feel like doing a ballad. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a song. I guess, I hate, I don't hate. I could say it's a true story, but I could say that about probably all of the songs I'm doing. I mean, I do have songs. I used to write songs to get recorded by other artists. Instead of, recording my own songs, I'd write songs and I'd go into the studio and hire musicians and demo the songs. And then I'd take them to music publishers, or if I could get into a record label, I'd take it there, or to a, artist, or if I get to an artist directly, I'd do that, or producer, or, you pitch the songs mostly to music publishers, because their job is to get it to the artists and the labels. It's easier. It's notoriously hard for people who aren't in the business. It's like, how do you get to a music publisher? That's like really hard. Well, it's easier to get to a publisher than it is to a label. So you try to get to publishers, mostly. So I was doing that, and when you do that, like, I'm not going to sing the song. And I first started doing country songs, and then I started doing also pop songs. And so if I'm doing a country song, and I'm from the city, but I have to think, what's a country song? Who's an artist? Like, back in the 90s, it was George Strait was big, or Alan Jackson, or Tim McGraw. What is Tim McGraw? What would he sing? What would he sing about? So he, and put it out on a record, and that they'd put on the radio. So, the songs I've done so far, they probably wouldn't record those. So I'd have to think about, and you'd sit down usually with a co-writer. I mean, I'd write songs by myself, but a lot of them are co-written. Most of the songs I do by myself I'm writing them by myself, for myself. So I don't have to think about, what somebody else would sing. I just got to think about what I want to sing. So this is a song. So that's all that I was getting around, because the songs I'm singing about are mostly true stories, but the ones I was writing, for Nashville and for pop singers, they may or may not have been true stories. I'd come up with a title. That was a typical thing. You come up with a title, a cool title, hopefully, or a cool spin on a not cool title. And And you sit down with a co-writer and you think, okay, what's this about? What could the story be? And you go over, several different possible stories till you come up with one you like. But when I'm writing for myself, I'm writing usually stuff that's true and actually happened to me. So this is a celebration. It's a tribute to a relationship that had a unlikely beginning and stood the test of time. So when I met my wife, we were actually both several thousand miles from our respective homes. And it's been over 30 years. We've gone through some trying times and we're still together. And so I wrote this song. Even though we came from such different worlds, at that one single time and place on earth, there we were. Now somehow, when so many years have flown, look around at this place that we call home. Here we are, day after day after day, page after calendar page. Nothing could stand in our way. We're joined at the heart. We could have drifted apart anywhere under the stars, but of all places we both could be, here we are. Through those times when it all seemed way too much, and it felt like both of us had enough, still here we are. Cry or laugh at the things we did back then, still it all comes down to this in the end. Here we are, day after day after day, page after calendar page. Nothing could stand in our way. We're joined at the heart. We could have drifted apart anywhere under the stars, but of all places we both could be, here we are. Day after day after day, page after calendar page. Nothing could stand in our way. We're joined at the heart. We could have drifted apart anywhere under the stars, but of all places we both could be, here we are. Here we are. Of all places we both could be, here we are. So to those of you who have joined us, I can see that you're here. I don't know what platform you're on. I can't see your name. But please do say something into the chat. Oh, actually, I got to click on this so I can see the chat. So please do say something into the chat and I can say hello. Or if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. I love chatting, so please chat. I see. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble reading. Guitarra. Oh, you followed. Thank you so much. So if you're enjoying this, please also, oh, hi. Hi. And so, please tell your friends about me. And after we're done here, please, you can go to my website and you can learn more about me and hear my recorded music. I have a brand new song coming out tomorrow, and I already played it. I don't know if I should play it twice. So should I do another happy song, or should I do a sad song? I don't have my set lists planned out in advance. I don't like to do that. I should also mention I have to limit this stream to a half an hour because of my health condition, which I spoke about earlier. So I got about 10 more minutes left. So if you don't have any preference, I guess, I can't do too many happy songs in a row. I mean, that would just be boring, wouldn't it? So I'm going to do a sad song now. And as I like to say, though, oh, a happy one? Okay, we'll do another happy one. You want a fast one or a slow one? I mean, that one was a fast one. I can do a love ballad, or I could do another fast song that's also a love song. Okay, I'm going to do the slow one. I haven't done really a slow one yet, so I'm going to do a slow one. You light up any room. You shine, that's just what you do. Such a wonder to behold. You're a diamond, I'll be your band of gold. I want to hold you all my life. Gaze into those two glittering eyes. See the beauty in your soul. You're a diamond, I'll be your band of gold. You're precious, you're a treasure. They say diamonds are forever. That ain't near enough time together for my heart. Your love to me is priceless. It's flawless and it's timeless. Like a ring with a sparkling stone. You're a diamond, I'll be your band of gold. When 10,000 years have passed, this love of ours is always gonna last. Still burning bright when the sun's gone cold. You're a diamond, I'll be your band of gold. You're precious, you're a treasure. They say diamonds are forever. That ain't near enough time together for my heart. Your love to me is priceless. It's flawless and it's timeless. Like a ring with a sparkling stone. You're a diamond, I'll be your band of gold. Your love to me is priceless. It's flawless and it's timeless. Like this ring with a sparkling stone. You're a diamond, I'll be your band of gold. You're a diamond, let me be your band of gold. Okay, so I hope you like that. I see was that a microphone emoji? I guess that's a good thing. Thanks. Okay, well, I probably have time to do like one more because I don't know if you were there when I was explaining about my long COVID. I have this chronic fatigue. Thank you so much. And the worst part of this chronic fatigue is there's something called PEM, which stands for post-exertional malaise. And this is like the most insidious thing about this problem is I might think, I feel fine. I can do more. I'd go to the gym. Oh, I can do a whole workout. Then the next day, my fatigue comes back and it's worse than ever, and it lasts like days or weeks and before it goes back to, quote, normal, and normal isn't all that great either. So I'm going to do this song. This song goes way back in my life. This is like the furthest back song of all the songs that I still perform. I wrote this actually in 1990. And this is a song, How Are My Songs Written? Well, that's an interesting, oh, you're an aspiring songwriter. That's awesome. You know, I used to run a songwriting workshop. I don't know if you heard of the Nashville Songwriters Association International, or otherwise known as NSAI. I highly recommend it. I used to run the NSAI chapter in Los Angeles for like 20 years, and we'd have meetings once a month, and we'd all play songs and give each other feedback, which sometimes is painful because you want everybody to love your song, and then people are telling you all these things that are wrong with it. But if you use the process right, you can really improve. Plus, we'd have hit songwriters. Oh, you have. We'd have hit songwriters come in and teach us everything they know. And actually, that song I just did, I don't know if I should say this. Like, I don't know if it's bragging, or it makes me sound better, or if it makes me sound worse. But that song, You're a Diamond, I actually had a chance to write with a guy. I've had several chances like this, to write with a guy who had a bunch of #1 hit songs on the Billboard charts. And so I got a chance to write with him, and I had that idea of You're a Diamond. Actually, at first it was If You Were a Diamond. And he said, well, let's make a list song. You know what a list song is? Like, just a list of things. If you were this, I'd be that. If you were this, I'd be that. And I'm like, I don't want to make a list song out of it. I've never actually written a list song, and I'm not sure I want to, because there have been so many of them. They're all kind of the same. So unless I have some really different thing. So I said, okay, instead of If You Were a Diamond, how about just You're a Diamond? I'll be your band of gold. So that's how we wrote it. Okay, but this song, you want to know how I write my songs. So usually the most common thing to do is to start with a title. And the idea is you try to come up with something that you haven't heard before, or a clever play on words or something. But it's also cool to write a song that's not a clever play on words, but you have a different angle. Like I did a song a little earlier called Enough, and it's a song about struggling with self-esteem. So, the chorus says, enough of the guilt, enough of the shame, enough of this and this and that. But then there's something called repainting the title, where you have it mean something different at the end than it means. So at the beginning, it's enough of this, and at the end, it comes back, because I am enough. So then that's the idea. So you got this germ of the song, and then you got to fill in the details. So the chorus is like the summary, and the verses are the story. So anyway, this song is a true story, and the title of this story is actually a person's name. It's a woman's name. And this is a song about love. I can't say unrequited. It was sort of requited, but then things got screwed up pretty badly pretty quickly. And the title is Her Name. But the good news about this song is I met this woman, and it was really tearing me apart. And then right after that, I met another woman who became my wife, and I wrote that song. I don't know if you were here when I did Here We Are. I guess you probably heard that. So I met her just after that. But anyway, so here's this song. Try to picture her. Her hair like a veil of gold. There aren't any words. Her face like a tale untold. There's a hunger we share, and she gives me a stare with eyes that could melt the cold. I can see paradise, but her flames turn to ice. She locks up the soul. Gabrielle, Gabrielle, a vision in the night. Gabrielle, Gabrielle, you are the morning light. Gabrielle, Gabrielle, I've got you in my sight, but I cannot take you, cannot break you, cannot shake you, and I can't stand back no more. Try to picture her. Her heart wears a coat of steel. A woman of the world. A mask that can seem so real. I can see in her eyes, underneath her disguise, the fear of a lonely child, afraid of a part deep down in her heart that wants to run wild. Gabrielle, Gabrielle, you're crying deep inside. Gabrielle, Gabrielle, and so you run and hide. Gabrielle, Gabrielle, together we could fly, but I cannot find you, cannot bind you, can't unwind you, and I can't stand back no more. Many years ago, they taught you to be oh so strong. You built a wall of stone, and you fought your pain alone too long. Gabrielle, Gabrielle, why don't you take my hand? Gabrielle, Gabrielle, I'm the one who understands. Gabrielle, Gabrielle, your wish is my command, but you won't receive me, won't believe me, won't deceive me, and I can't stand back no more. Gabrielle, Gabrielle, old echoes from the dark. Gabrielle, Gabrielle, still tearing you apart. Gabrielle, Gabrielle, it's not too late to start, but I cannot bend you, cannot mend you, can't defend you, and I can't stand back no more. I cannot find you, cannot bind you, can't unwind you, and I can't stand back no more. I cannot take you, cannot break you, cannot shake you, and I can't stand back no more. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here. I mentioned that I'm doing these unscheduled because of my chronic fatigue that I have from long COVID. So I kind of, it's hard to schedule because I can schedule it for a certain time and then I get there and I'm just too exhausted and I can't do it. So I'm like, when I get a burst of energy that I can go for a half an hour, I'm signing on. So hopefully, since you followed me, I guess you'll get the notifications if you're on Twitch. And so please, go to my website, SethHilaryJackson.com. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here. I really am. It really means a lot to me to have somebody here to share my music with and who appreciates it. And tell your friends. And what else can I say? I guess that's it until next time. So I hope to see you again, Guitarra. Did I pronounce that right? I hope to see you again, and thanks for being here. And anybody else who's here that hasn't said anything, thank you too.